Families like mine are scared. We're worried, we're concerned. How are we going to be able to care for our children? They desperately need these services. We're worried about providers.
Why do you think that we should care now? I understand the predicament that you are in. Maybe we can say like you took a gamble. Maybe we'll get the good side of what he's proposing here. Not all the bad and you still placed a vote for somebody you have heard at one point or another that he don't like certain people. At the very least, you know that he got a little bit of an attitude. So we start there. You made a malicious decision, in my opinion. I don't understand why these people think that they should deserve sympathy or empathy. The more and more I think about this. Hey everybody, this is Dean F. M. Dean Fraser Milford here for your creature comfort. And today I wanted to do another reaction video. This one's going to be choosing more hashtag FAFO. F-A. Yeah? No. Thank you. That's what we do up in here. Nothing good. Sorry. Hashtag FAFO is trying to find out people who have voted for Trump or who have contributed to the campaign in some way, shape, or form and now are regretful because they are being impacted. Likely just because they are being impacted. Not because other people are being impacted, which they knew would happen to other people. But now that they are being impacted themselves, they did not think would happen, they are now regretful. And that's often the issue that we can run into morally with these people. Like, it was okay for the Latino president to be completely disappeared without due process and just take away from family, but often dramatically. Now that we got our lilies having a tizzy, they're seeing what it be. Okay, please make sure to like and subscribe. This one is by Philip Talks About Things. It says FAFO, Healthcare Edition, hashtag North Carolina.
Rachel, she's a conservative mom from the state of North Carolina,
okay.
And she's very concerned that her state legislators in her state are voluntarily cutting Medicaid funds by $319 million.
Families like mine are scared. We're worried, we're concerned. How are we going to be able to care for our children? They desperately need these services. We're worried about providers.
And the thing about this too is that she's concerned about the federal Medicaid cuts, which she equates to bringing that number closer to about $1 billion in Medicaid cuts for the state of North Carolina.
Right, no.
And the thing about this is that she has a disabled son of her own. But let's hear the plea that she's making.
If you want to get a message to President Trump directly, what is that message?
You know, my son is not a Republican or a Democrat. He's just an American citizen who's extremely vulnerable. He needs the support of each of our dollars.
I'm not exactly sure as to why she's complaining because she did help vote in this administration. But past history and pattern recognition shows that historically there's a party that typically does not vote for the betterment of society. For example, social services, medical care. And that's the party that she belongs to. So I'm not exactly sure why she's suddenly shocked about this. But, you know, FAFO.
It's so like the most embarrassing, most cringy form of ignorance, of naivete I've ever seen. Very much willful ignorance and willful naivete. It's just, why oh why do you think that we should care now? I understand the predicament that you are in. Maybe we can say like you took a gamble. Maybe we'll get the good side of what he's proposing here. Not all the bad literally proposed. Regardless of just the everyday flukes that have been happening in the administration. At the end of the day, you still placed a vote for somebody you have heard at one point or another that he don't like certain people. At the very least, you know that he got a little bit of an attitude. So we start there. You made a malicious decision, in my opinion. I don't understand why these people think that they should deserve sympathy or empathy. The more and more I think about this. You started this series very open-minded, and I'm far less open-minded now. Let's just say that.
I'm a conservative. My disabled son needs Medicaid to live.
You don't say.
So why did you vote against your son? That article was written by this woman here, Rachel, and she was recently on MSNBC sharing her grievances about the GOP's recent cuts to Medicaid because her son has a disability. Now, I'm just trying to understand her logic here because cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, social programs as a whole has always been part of the Republican playbook. It was in Project 2025. We have talked about this. So where is the issue
Where's the confusion?
Is it because it's impacting you directly?
I don't know if they have to do
you
it
didn't
like
hear
that,
when it was about other people, but now that
it's passed by Trump or something like that.
So you see, like the rest of us voted for Rachel's son.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Yeah. They probably thought they could do justice, reach out and Trump would give them a pardon or something, but that's not
ironic that she's writing in the New York Times, going on MSNBC.
Making a whole fuss.
Girl, you should be on Fox News, where your fellow voters will tune in and hear your cries. I can't with these people. I hope that her son gets the help he needs because I am not that kind of person. But she's still walking around calling herself a proud conservative. So, you know, I hope she herself has the day that she voted for.
Is it just me or a lot of these people don't even look alive behind the eyes? That's sad. Again, another person who threw their own child under the bus just in order to do the Republican deal, do the thing that conservative baddies do, apparently. So what you get to see your child suffer, and it's honestly heartbreaking. I hope that these children are able to get the help that they need, definitely, for their sake only. only. This one's by Her Voice Matters. Hashtag FAFO, hashtag Trump, hashtag Democrat, hashtag liberal. Look at me. Look at me.
Hear me out, guys.
Okay.
This is Queen Elizabeth 48 hours before she passed away.
Okay.
Look at her hand.
Right.
Now look at this hand.
Mm-hmm. They covered it up. They tried to cover it up.
This is what's called Frank's earlobe.
It
is something that hospice doctors look for.
Ooh.
It predicts heart disease and can even predict heart attacks. Now look at
Doctors,
this.
let me know in the comments.
What do you think? I know I'm grasping at straws, but at this point,
none of us can really.
I gotta do anything to keep my head.
There's a doctor's allowed to get close to him. I don't think we can ever get like a firm diagnosis until he passes away. We're all gonna have to speculate into them, but there's a lot going on with him, with his ankles and with his hands. Apparently, a circular that could be a heart issue. That could be a whole lot of things. In my opinion, that could be necrosis. Like I'm no doctor. It don't look good. And that, my dear, was reacting to some more hashtag FAFO on TikTok. Dean did the D of the Democratic Party. Deep Party. Okay. Slap me with a face with a pan to call it Friday. I'll walk out on my head, hung down low. Sight! I'm here, queer, quirky, and I own it. I'll talk to you later. Own your too. Bye-bye.